So today's notes are about adding and subtracting rational expressions. We've already done multiplying and dividing, and we did simplifying. And remember that a rational expression is the quotient of two polynomials. So in the numerator you have a polynomial, and in the denominator you have a polynomial. So your warm-up is simplify without a calculator, then fill in the blank. So I'll give you guys a second. You can work it out. Pause the video. When you're ready, hit play again. Alright, so we have 3 over 4 plus 1 over 6 minus 2 over 3. Now I want to know what's the least common multiple between 4, 6, and 3. Well, that would be 12. So that I know that I have to multiply this fraction by 3 in the numerator and the denominator. This fraction I have to multiply by 2, and this I have to multiply by 4 in the numerator and denominator. So here we have 9 over 12 plus 2 over 12 minus 8 over 12. And so 9 plus 2 is 11. So this gives us 11 over 12 minus 8 over 12, which is 3 over 12. 3 over 12 simplifies to 1 over 4. And we are done. So ask yourself the question, in order to add or subtract fractions, you must have a, and the answer is a common denominator. So you need the denominators to be the same. The common denominator is the least common multiple of all the expressions in the denominator. So here our least common multiple was 12. And so that's what we made all of our denominators equal. So let's look at some more complicated problems here. So 9 over 4, let me do a different color. 9 over 4 plus 7 over 5. So I know my least common multiple is going to be 20. So times 5, times 5, times 4, times 4. So 9 times 5 is 45 over 20 plus 28 over 20. And so, sorry, that gives us 73 over 20. Okay, it can't be simplified, so we leave it like that. Number 11. Here we already have a common denominator, so I'm just going to add my numerators. So we get 2 plus 2x over x plus 1. Now you always want to factor in the end to see if there's anything else you can cancel. So I'm going to factor out my GCF, which is 2. So I get 1 plus x in the numerator and x plus 1 in the denominator. These are the same, so they cancel. So my final answer is just 2. Number 12. And keep in mind you can pause the video and work them out and then hit play and see the answers, but I'm just going to keep going. So here again we have a common denominator. 3x minus, and notice I'm subtracting this whole quantity, so I'm going to have to distribute my negative sign in. So I already had the common denominator, so it stays the same. Now this becomes 3x minus 1 over x minus 3. 3x minus x is 2x over x minus 3. Can't factor anymore and cancel anything, so that's it. Now here, I'm going to ask myself, I don't have a common denominator. So what do I need on this left side to make it the same as the right side? Well, I need another x. So I'm going to multiply by x in the numerator and the denominator. So this becomes 5x over x squared plus 3 over x squared. I knew I had to multiply by x because my least common multiple would be x squared. Now I'm just going to add across the numerator because I have my common denominator. So 5x plus 3 over x squared. I can't factor, there's nothing to cancel, so that's it. Alright, moving right along. Here, it gets a little bit trickier. So I have 2x and x squared. What does my denominator need to be? Well, I'm missing a 2 from these two, and I'm missing an extra x on the first two. So what I'm going to multiply by is 2x times 2x. My second fraction I'm going to multiply by, oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. So my first one I'm going to multiply by x squared and x squared. On my second one I'm going to multiply by 2x and 2x. And on my third one I'm just going to multiply by 2. So that gives me x squared over 2x squared plus 4x over 2x squared minus 6 over 2x squared. And notice all my denominators are the same. So I have x squared plus 4x minus 6 all over 2x squared. Now, even though I could maybe factor the numerator, I know that nothing's going to cancel with this 2x squared in the denominator, so I'm just going to leave it. Final answer. All right, number 15. Now I'm going to ask myself, what am I missing on the right side that I have on the left side? And what am I missing in the left denominator that I have on the right denominator? So I know that on the right fraction, I'm missing an x plus 5. So that's what I want to multiply by. And I know on the left side, I'm missing an x plus 1. So that's what I'm going to multiply by. So now I have 3 times x plus 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 5 minus 4 times x plus 5 over x plus 1 times x plus 5. So you see how my multiplying got me a common denominator. So my numerator now is 3 times x plus 1 minus 4 times x plus 5, all divided by x plus 1 over x plus 5. So I'm going to distribute inside, and I get 3x plus 3 minus 4x minus 20, all over same denominator, x plus 1 times x plus 5. And that equals 3x minus 4x is negative x, 3 minus 20 is negative 17, divided by x plus 1 times x plus 5. And that's as far as we can go. There's nothing will cancel, and so that's my answer. Next one. Here, my 6, what's the denominator for the 6? Well, it's 1. So what do I need to multiply by in order to get the denominators to be equal? Well, on the left side, I need to multiply by x plus 3 over x plus 3. Now here's a question. Why do we multiply by x plus 3 in the numerator and the denominator? Well, x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is really just 1. And 1 is the only thing you're allowed to multiply by and not change what the expression is. So I like to call this my clever form of 1. So we now have 6 times x plus 3 for the left fraction, and x plus 3 is in the denominator, minus 5 over x plus 3. And so this gives 6x plus 18 minus 5 all over x plus 3. And that equals 6x plus 13 all over x plus 3. The numerator can't be factored, so that's it. Now this guy here. First I need to factor this denominator so I can see what I need to multiply by. So I get x over, and I know this is going to be x minus 6 times x plus 5 minus 1 over x plus 5. Now what do I need to multiply by? Well, I know that my right fraction needs to be multiplied by x minus 6 over x minus 6 in order for it to have a common denominator. So I end up with x minus 1 times x minus 6 all over x minus 6 times x plus 5. So simplifying more, that gives me x minus x plus 6 when I distribute inside, all over x minus 6 times x plus 5. And that gives x minus x cancel, so we just get 6 over x minus 6 times x plus 5. Final answer. All right, keep going. So again, we need to factor this so that I can see what I have to multiply by to get a common denominator. So this becomes x over x plus 2 times x minus 2 minus 2 over x plus 2. So what am I missing for my denominators to be equal? Well, I need to multiply this right side by x minus 2 over x minus 2. That's my clever form of 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is really 1. So what I'm really multiplying by here is just 1. It's not changing my expression. So I end up with x over x plus 2 times x minus 2 minus 2 times x minus 2 all over x plus 2 times x minus 2. So I have my common denominator, so I end up with x minus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 2 all over, lots of 2's in this problem. Distribute my 2 inside, my negative 2, and I get x minus 2x plus 4, same denominator. And x minus 2x is negative x. So we get negative x plus 4 all over x plus 2 times x minus 2. Done. Nothing can be canceled, so I just leave it. All right, next problem. God, took a lot of space there. Okay, so here again, factor so that I can see what I need to multiply by. So I get 2x minus 1 divided by x minus 2 times x plus 1. That's how that denominator factors. Minus 1 over x minus 2. So I'm missing an x plus 1. So my clever form of 1 is x plus 1 over x plus 1. So I end up with 2x minus 1 minus 1 times x plus 1 all over x minus 2 times x plus 1. And so that gives me 2x minus 1 minus x minus 1 when I distribute inside. Distribute this negative. All divided by x minus 2 times x plus 1. Combine my like terms, and that gives me 2x minus x is x. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 over x minus 2 times x plus 1. The x minus 2's cancel, and so I'm left with 1 over x plus 1. Bam. And that's it. So those are your examples. You guys can get out your books and get started on your homework now.